Hey, everybody, I'm back. Welcome to Marcy Talks About It. Just about everything. If you're new to the channel or if you hop across this channel one day, um, welcome aboard. This is a train ride. So thank you for any viewers thus far. Thank you in advance for lots of viewers at some point. And please hit the notification bell because thus far, with a new channel, other responsibilities, and not that many subscribers or viewers, the videos are unscheduled. And the other main reason is because they come by way of inspiration. So when I want to talk about it, that's when I do the video. And that could be any time of day or night. So hit the notification bell until there is a larger audience so that we can relate and comment and respond and reply and have Q&As and more of a scheduled channel situation. Okay, so that notification bell is super duper important at this time, and to help us relate better and grow this channel, subscribing is important as well, especially so that you can make comments about what Marcy is talking about, which is just about everything. Could say just about anything. Okay, but the channel is just Marcy Talks About It, just about everything. And you guys are catching me on a Saturday when normally that's the day that I have survived somehow. The week I get to skip right over TGIF because I'm half dead all the way until Saturday morning. Okay, rough weeks. So, not trying to be all glammed up. I am down to earth. Read the intros, watch the intro video, look at the subject matter or the titles of the topics and the subject matter of the videos, and you will find that I am my own unique self and I have my own unique way of expressing myself. To thine own self be true. And you don't want to miss the boldness that I have for some of the topics that I may raise or speak on, and the courageousness that I have, fearlessness that I will emit when it comes to self-expression with as much professionalism, respect, and lack of offense as possible, because that is the way to warm hearts, elevate thoughts, give other perspectives that are hopefully encouraging and or more positive than not. That is my desire and expectation for what I can emit through the screen live stream from my heart to yours, no matter the topic. Okay? So, a thumbs up from me for you guys, and hopefully a thumbs up from you guys back to me. How about that? And if you watch the video that I just live streamed, that I just ended, it's about 38 or 39 minutes. This is the same cup of tea. It is so cold at this point. It's ridiculous. It's just kind of tasty. Ugh. Ooh. Okay, so moving right along. Look at the title of the video right before this one, and it's called "This World is a Hot Mess." You guys are going to find out really soon why that title is titled that way. It has something to do with the world premiere song that's going to come out quite possibly, if not today, tomorrow. So I can't wait to share that with you guys, because we've got serious matters, but I also have my own kind of quirky way of presenting matters, whether they're fun, serious, sad, goofy, and whatever else in between. Okay, especially with regards to world or current events. Everything is not a joke. Everything is not funny. That's why I wrote hot mess, because most things that appears these days is not a joke and it's not funny. Even though I'm a person with a great sense of humor, a total goofball. Is that a feather or a gnat or whatever? It's like, really? See what I'm saying? Live stream, got a gnat flying around. I don't have no food sitting around here. Do I have a banana? Anyway, you can't win for losing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is not, I'm not a professional journalist. This is not whatever, something Morning America, television, a news station, or whatever. I'm sitting in my room with this black sheet and whatever little, this kind of, I love the beach. So this is the other side of like a sandy beach partition. And this partition right here that's halfway leaning over with my bed behind there, it's torn. See, look at that. Because this fell into that the other day and broke that. So you think I tried to hurry up and scoot this sheet over to try to hide that? Oh, please. This is Marcy talks about it, just about everything. This is not Marcy got everything going on in her house, in her room. That's perfect. No, get that. So what are we talking about right now? Oh, are you a hypocrite? Now I know this is one of these subjects that, usually there's no laughing matter in that, because people can feel a judge. Well, let's straighten something out right now. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not Miss Thing, Miss Perfect, Miss Got It Going On. I am a sinner. I am a sinner, saved by grace. I'm a seasoned Christian. I'm still a sinner, saved by grace. So I do not sit in the seat of judgment. I know right from wrong, but I've done some stuff in my lifetime I wouldn't tell a rock just in case they started talking. So anyway, my question, somebody else might can give some comments or answers about it. Whether it's about themselves, as it should be, we should be assessing our own selves. Or maybe it's somebody else that you feel fits in this category, and that's your opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs. But certain things that I have been watching and seeing and observing for quite some time that make me pretty curious about this question. And some things I can maybe look and determine whether or not I think, kind of hypocritical, you know. And then other things I'm like, does that person think or realize that they're acting hypocritical or being hypocritical? That's the question. So that's why I put it. Are you a hypocrite? Okay, so in maybe trying to determine if you are a hypocrite, which is not a good word. I should have Googled it before I put it on. I think everybody knows what a hypocrite is. But why don't I Google it real fast so we can get the definition of it? It's like we know what it is, but let's just make sure we're all on the same page, literally. What that's still up? I already paid them. They better gone somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Bills. Worth some stuff. Let's go to a new tab. Weekend. Nobody want to be buying no bills and stuff. Regular people and stuff. What does hypocrite mean?
Here's the definition of hypocrite: a person who indulges in hypocrisy.
A person who indulges in hypocrisy. Well, what does hypocrisy mean? Hypocrisy, it goes on down further. See here? Hypocrisy is the practice of engaging in the same behavior or activity for which one criticizes another, or the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. In moral psychology, it is the failure to follow one's own expressed moral rules and principles, thus, hypocrisy. So, hypocrisy is the practice, and a hypocrite is the person that's doing the practice, whether they know they're doing it or not, whether it's intentional or not. So, the question is, are you, let's say, are you a hypocrite? I can't see it, my title, while I'm on live stream. So anyway, we're talking about hypocrites and hypocrisy. Okay, look, the reason why I thought of that is for several reasons. One of them, and maybe somebody can comment or give me their perspective on it, or give me correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't like being wrong. Meaning, I don't like living wrong. Being in the wrong doesn't mean that I cannot make errors or be wrong about something and thereby be corrected. But I would much rather be sane, giving, living, correct information. Okay. Um, Now, in watching different forms of media, whether it's news or whatever, reporting stories, and in thinking about, especially last year, the last few years of the world illness and all of the loss and all of the mayhem and all of the suffering and sorrow and sad stories, and that includes the bad weather that I've mentioned on the previous video and many other videos that I give homage to all of the people who are trying to rebuild and had tough holiday seasons because of losing to natural weather disasters, historical weather disasters, on top of the world illness, the world pandemic, losses and money and jobs, and just on and on, right? It's just a mess, right? My condolences and my heart and my love out to those people, my prayers, blessings, everything else I can give, because if I had a lot of resources to give hands on or give to somebody else so they can go take it to them, I would. And if the good Lord blessed me with that, you would see my face on my private jet, or connecting with whatever news station to see if, using my money and other resources to get me there or get my people there to try to help those other people. Yes, sir, you will. And I'm saying will because if the good Lord blesses me like that, you will see it. Until then, you see me right here praying and hoping and wishing for the best, hoping somebody else that has that stuff will do it. And that's how I mean that with everything I have, with everything I'm saying. I mean it. So back to the hypocrisy thing. I was wondering, so I did a little bit of research, and I didn't do a whole lot, but I did a little bit of research before this video because, again, I don't want to offend. I'm curious and concerned. Okay, so a lot of sad stories are reported. People in need, people homeless, people in disaster areas and fires and so forth, whether it was New York, Colorado, just everywhere. People going without. And yes, there's always the Red Cross, and they need donations and blood and this and that. And you've got your first responders that, whether it's hospitals and fire, police, paramedics, and all of these people, and then the governance of these places having to give speeches and tell people, okay, everybody run over here, or the bus is going to take you over there and find shelter and stuff. So there's just a whole lot of logistics and problems and stuff that goes on with a lot of the, excuse me, that's from the cold tea, of the sad stories that are constantly reported, some of them repetitively. And something that I noticed, for instance, and I wanted to know updates, personally speaking, so I can know the progress that's being made for these people, and the help that they're getting, and the hope that I have for them, and the wish that I could, personally hands on or with resources help myself. And I noticed, for instance, uh, a lot of the news reporters and a lot of journalists with their own independent companies and this and that reported, for instance, on the Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Tennessee, almost 200-mile tornado trek, historical, that did major, massive destruction. And this is what I noticed when I checked. the last time that was reported, next, I'm not saying that that's how journalists or news companies feel. That's just what it looks like, and that's what it feels like to me. I'm giving my assessment, my opinion, my observation, and I think that's not nice, and I think it's ugly, to be honest, because I checked the majority of the story. It apparently happened 4 weeks ago, for about 4 weeks ago. The majority of the news reporting was 4 weeks ago. I saw one report that was 2 weeks ago, and it was the update. I think when there was additional tornadoes and some flooding in Kentucky, and then there was something 8 days ago, which was really a few days ago. Um, and then there was something from a year ago. A person that did a video of a tornado when their family went down in the basement somewhere in Kentucky, I believe it was, and it showed that tornado just coming over their house, and it appeared that they survived, but it was just showing the wrath, of nature in that tornado, and all the stuff blowing with it, how big it was, and they were down in the basement. But as far as the reporting of the historical horror that happened from that almost 200-mile tornado from Arkansas and definitely Kentucky, oh my gosh, and then to Tennessee, where's the updated reporting? I mean, maybe you can go online and see it, on different news media online accounts. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that the media doesn't care. It's just that those were really big stories. It was right before Christmas. They were horror stories. It was like a nightmare past Elm Street. And the updates, where? Where's the care? Is it that's the big story of the moment, whether it's historical, whether it's destructive, whether it's horrifying, whether it's damaging, flattening entire, you know, just areas or whatever, and then, a day or two after that, then it's like, oh well, next. I'm not saying that that's how the news persons or journalists or producers or even owners of the broadcast feel, but perception is reality. So if there's not been any updates or, to show help and hope, then are they forgotten stories? They won't be the first. They went from, remember Hurricane Harvey, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a tornado, whether it's the volcano that was spilling over Hawaii, on and on and on. You hear about it. It's awful. It's scary. It's big. It's destructive. People are killed. People are harmed. People are maimed. People lose property. Of course, in a lot of cases, I'm sure insurance companies get real busy and they deal with things. But at the end of the day, is somebody's tragedy just news for the day, for the moment? Because after that news story, and I know the news has several other things and rules and commercials and ads and stuff, but after that reporting, those people, the survivors, they're dealing with a lot. And why is it not a story, the after story? Like, what level of loss in the after story? What level of sadness? What level of cleanup in the after story? Why is that not a story? Is that doesn't get ratings? I don't know. You can't get advertisers through that. I'm just asking a question. And then the other part of what made me think of this, as far as, are you a hypocrite? I'm not talking about just this to everybody, to Lottie Dottie and everybody. Okay, it's not about news media or whatever. Um, the other thing that made me think of this subject is, um, how is it that um, not only there doesn't appear to be a lot of after story, after interviews of how, it's not that you never see it, but I mean, this was massive. And literally, you can Google it or look it up on YouTube, whatever. And literally, the last time you saw things was predominantly 4 weeks ago. So it's like, what are these? We don't have these people's phone numbers. They don't even have a phone anymore. So yes, if you're a caring person and you want to know what if this happens to my area, how much coverage is it going to get? How much help are you going to get? How much empathy are you going to get? How is the world going to know how those people are doing? They're not going to call us on the phone. We can't call them. So why doesn't it get coverage? And then that went onward to make me wonder, maybe it's just me and I'm just a little old me and I don't have a way of connecting or communicating or getting in a private jet or whatever it might be with these areas or with these people. So just because I can't or don't know, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So then I started wondering, especially when it comes to news media and other sources of media and people resources, period. But especially when it comes to people who report on these very, very tragic, sad, horrific, historical, even in a lot of cases, especially lately, stories and all this loss and mayhem and horror. Um, and then I thought, since media um, is wealthy and seasoned journalists are highly paid higher than I even thought. I was shocked when I found out some years ago. And it doesn't mean that they hadn't earned their spot or done their thing. And we've seen journalists in war zones, all kinds of. Like, really, what they doing helmet on? They weren't trained to shoot. They're not soldiers. Like, people bold, crazy as that. But if the media is wealthy, and if the journalists are highly paid, and if it's their job to report their career on the sad stories, I was wondering, does media give to charity? Does media have a charity? Do different news medias, whether they agree with each other or not, fight with each other or not, just different ones, not just the main two that everybody knows fight, or disagree with each other, but any of them. Do they actually have charitable foundations that are a part of? I mean, they're telling sad stories of people that it's like, well, good luck, Mayor so and so, or I hope that you guys make it through things. First of all, the journalist is well off. Then they're working for a media that is well off. And then they're telling a mayor, or which I know things kind of go through like the different channels of governance, whether it's all the way through their state and or if they need federal assistance. I get that part. I'm not an idiot. That's not what I asked. That's not what I'm talking about. Reporting, that would be just like, I not just saying, but this is how I feel about it. Like, if I know a neighbor or a person who just suffered whatever type of horrific loss or whatever, I feel a sense of duty, regardless if I have family members or that are well off or not, or a church group and they've got money or whatever. I feel a sense of duty, me personally, to do something coming from myself to aid and encourage or be empathetic and help that person. Whatever thoughtful, whatever small, whatever I could afford, whatever that thing might be. It's not always money, but whatever it is, I feel that sense of duty coming from me. Not, well, I wonder what all my neighbors gonna get together and do because or I need to call the parents to the church guy because I know church got money. Church group or whatever. No, it's me starting with me. So I'm just wondering if someone can respond and tell me you can respond from the news media. I don't care. Email me, respond to the channel, tell it like it is. I see a lot of referrals to many, many other charities and foundations. That's what I Googled before I did this uh, live stream. And I looked to see different news medias. Do they, I don't know, maybe the FCC rule they can or whatever. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. I'm not accusing. But with all of those resources, and I'm just wondering, unless you can't, unless they can't, unless it's against FCC rules or whatever. I don't know. I need to Google somewhere. I need to study somewhere. That's why I'm asking. When I've studied some more, because I've felt inspired to speak about it. When I study some more and find out some of my own answers, I'm like, oh, okay, well, they do this, but they can't do that. And this rule is here and that regulation is there. Okay, well, fine, I'll get it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I just feel some kind of way when I'm watching sad news stories that are reported on, in a 24-hour, maybe 36-hour, upwards of maybe a 48-hour loop. And then that's the end of it. Good luck to Colorado. Good luck to Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Good luck to whomever it is that's going through hell in a handbasket. And next, move on to the next story. And is it because there's not a whole lot of time to put in a story or an after story? Because there's breaking news oftentimes that already broke many times already. And obviously, everybody is not watching television or some other medium at the same exact time. So I kind of figured maybe that's the reason to repeat news that broke, because somebody might be at work and didn't get to get it, or somebody might have been listening to music in their car on the way home from work, didn't get to get that news. So I figured that out a long time ago. That's probably the reason for continuously repeating, top stories and call them breaking news, because even though it might have broke at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or late one at night, that doesn't mean that everybody has been informed about the breaking news. But if you can repeat breaking news, over and over and over and over again until the cows come home, then why can't, if there's enough care about it, why can't serious news where human beings have been harmed, why can't it be repeated in the aftermath of the horror, losses, and devastation some weeks or even a month or so down the road, and give updates to those stories to let the world know how these people are doing, what how the help that came into them helped them, what is their progress in survival and rebuilding, so that we can not only know what's going on with them, but we can have a better sense of, if it happened to our area, we can have a better sense of how, not only governmentally and first responders, that it will be handled, but we will have a better sense of how the nation and even the world potentially would be able to become abreast of our progress, and if more resources or help is needed, even over and beyond what the government can or is willing to do. Just asking. And there are a whole lot more reasons with regards to hypocrisy that I have. I don't want this video to be super long. On a more personal level, are you someone that takes all the time and never gives anything? Whether you're a neighbor, whether you're a friend, whether you're a family member, whether you're a church or denominational member, are you? Because that's not right. Give and take is what it's supposed to be. It doesn't always have to be 50-50, but just saying. Or are you someone that gives people advice and you don't take it yourself? It's like you can give out medicine that you can't stand the taste of yourself, that you need to. Are you one of those people that, if you are, that falls in the hypocrite lane? See, there's a little bit of the message, but I could just tell from looking in the screen that there was a little bit of technical difficulty. But are you that? The bottom line is, as I want to make this video a little bit shorter because I've got some more stuff, is this. This is how, because I got some other stuff that's a little bit extra. This is what I wanted to leave you with when it comes to being a crit or not, or hypocrisy, is um basically doing a self-assessment of yourself. Okay. Really, this little thing, whatever it is that's flying around here, just somebody let that in here. That looks a little bit too big for a net. Anyway, do a self assessment and determine where your heart is, okay? And where your lifestyle, your personality, your resources, your interests lie, okay? Because we all know right from wrong, so nobody has to tell us, and we all know ourselves. We know ourselves better than anybody else does, so nobody can tell us who we are. I can't tell you guys who you are. Only you can tell yourself who you are. And if you're not really sure, do a self assessment. So, in doing a self assessment, you do your best, look in the mirror, look in your mirror at yourself, and you be as wise as possible, as watchful as possible, paying attention to what's going on. And then you seek peace and joy. And in seeking peace, you need that for yourself. And in seeking joy, you will have inner peace and inner joy. But giving to others and caring about others is not always just about money. It's so many things that you can give to others. I'm trying to give just through this channel, just by saying something that's coming from my heart, giving. That is a conduit, a way to having inner peace and inner joy. And I'll end on that. Okay. So I know that wasn't like, yay, exciting. It was like we went to Six Flags, but it was still important. And I hope that it meant something to someone. And if not today, one day, especially someone that is in a position to help others in a greater way than many of us can, other than the power of prayer within um, the belief systems that we have. Because prayer is powerful and it changes things. Can't call the mortgage company and say, hey, I prayed about that mortgage payment that's due tomorrow. And so, thereby, since I have the faith that you guys are some pretty good people, I'm not going to pay it tomorrow. Okay, not pray like that. Okay, don't do that one. Be outside, homeless. All right, bye.